Aaron Hernandez has been diagnosed post-mortem with CTE at just 27 years old.
Hernandez, who committed suicide in April while serving a life sentence for murder, was found to have one of the most severe cases of the degenerative brain disease linked to repeated head trauma.
Are you concerned about concussions?
Me? Yeah. Personally, no.
If I had a perfect place to die, I would die on the field.
No way that these pathologic changes represent a variation in normal. We have found these changes in every professional football player's brain that has come in to the CSTE laboratory.
I just asked you a simple question. What's the answer?
The answer is the medical experts who know better than I would.
So newsflash, the NFL does not give a shit about its players, you, or anything other than money. In ironic but nonetheless tragic fashion, Aaron Hernandez just became the most dangerous man in football. You know the sport, right? It's America's game. The sport that Americans salute as if it's their patriotic duty. The sport that openly deflects at every possible opportunity from the head trauma associated with playing football and the dramatically increased risk of CTE.
Things we do to one another, okay? I can't say it the way I want to say it.
The sport that for decades has looked the other way at domestic abuse and allowed players to go unpunished for brutalizing women. The sport that wraps itself in patriotism whilst charging the Pentagon millions of dollars to hide behind the service of the military. The goddamn sport that views speaking out against injustice as an unredeemable crime, worse than dogfighting, worse than domestic abuse, worse than even attempted murder. You know what time it is. It's time for This Week in Politics. And I'm coming for you, Roger Goodell, and the shambolic organisation known as the NFL. At 27, disgraced former New England Patriots tight end Aaron Hernandez took his own life from a jail cell where he had spent the last 4 years. An autopsy revealed yesterday what can only be described as the worst nightmare for the NFL. That by the age of just 27, Hernandez's brain showed that he had stage 3 CTE, the second worst stage of the disease. Full disclosure, it would be speculative to attribute Hernandez's crimes entirely to the head trauma he had suffered, especially considering his lengthy record of illegal behaviour that dated back to his teenage years. But with so much still unknown about CTE, we do not know when Hernandez's brain began to deteriorate, but we certainly do know that it didn't help. The news coming out of Hernandez's autopsy serves to shine a direct light on a broader issue, specifically the NFL's willful negligence in dealing with the serious problem posed by the threat of CTE. Negligence that means they looked the other way when a recent study performed on the brain tissue of 202 deceased former football players showed that 177 of the subjects were found to have CTE. Oh, and furthermore, of the 111 former NFL players whose brains were examined, 110 showed signs of CTE. That's fucking 99% of the former players who were shown to have some form of the degenerative brain disease, and perhaps the most chilling of the 177 diagnosed, 18 of those were from players who committed suicide, just like Aaron Hernandez. But unlike the deaths of Junior Seau and Dave Durson, who took their lives in their 40s and 50s because their addled brains were already making their lives hell and they knew there was more to come, the NFL cannot tap dance around football's responsibility in regards to Hernandez, who was 23 when he stopped playing. And yet, despite the possible epidemic of CTE among players, the NFL continues to deflect and offers up pathetic excuses. They are literally playing what if over the lives of not only their athletes, but the lives of those outside of the NFL. The women who are already suffering at the hands of their partners because of a domestic violence problem that is rife within the sport. And what does the NFL do? It treats players beating their spouses the same as those who smoke a little pot. It seeks to drown out free speech by blackballing an athlete who voiced his opinion. They hide behind paid patriotism and wave the flag to deflect attention away from any discussion of the life-threatening risks players face. And the fan base lets them. Why? Oh, because it's football. We love it. But let me ask you, do the beaten wives and murdered victims love it? Try telling them that their victimization may have been the result of a degenerative disease that is proven to cause symptoms such as memory loss, executive dysfunction, aggression, explosive behavior, loss of concentration, mood swings, depression, apathy, and cognitive impairment. But it's fine, because we will fly some fighter jets across the sky and sing God Bless America. But at some point, the American people are going to stop saluting. Many have already begun. Aaron Hernandez was a talented player, but he was also a criminal and a killer. But in death, his enduring legacy just might be to save the lives of countless other players who are at risk. Follow me on Instagram at Francis M. Maxwell, on Twitter at Francis M. Maxwell. Also like and share the video. Continue to resist.